going on, lads? Welcome back to the channel. This video we are back with Valorant on the Pearl map, the brand new map, and we were looking at how to do one ways on this map, which a lot of people I guess are saying that you can't really do one ways, which is definitely not true. You can put one ways basically anywhere on this map, which is super awesome. They're done a little differently, which I think is why a lot of people are saying that you can't do them. So I just want to kind of go over how to place them, because it's a little different how you set them up, which is why it's maybe throwing people off a little bit. So yeah, hopefully this will help you out, and let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video and it helps you out, and let's go. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with just, I guess we'll go with A and B side from attacker side, A and B sites, excuse me, and we'll kind of just go with how to place them, the one ways on this map. So normally you'd place the one ways essentially like on the lip of the wall, or you know, like on a lip like this, which this still works. You would set it like that and it still works like that. You can put it on something like that. That'll always work, because it's literally just sitting on top of something like that. That's never gonna go away. But it won't sit on top or on the side of walls like on some of the older maps anymore. For Pearl, you have to sink it deeper into the wall, so the center of the smoke is essentially inside of the wall, and it's a little finicky, so you kind of do have to practice it, but you definitely can place them on every wall in this map. Like, you can place them literally anywhere. So yeah, there's a few different ways you can place the walls. You can place the the standard walls where it's just on the ground, and that's, in a lot of cases, that's going to be the best wall you're going to want to place. You can place them on top of things like that and use that as a type of one way, and then place them in corners like that to form one ways, or on top of structures like that, or you can place them in thin walls like this. You might want to use like this, because you can use the arrow a little more easily if you're placing it from like halfway across the map to get the distancing to place it on these thinner walls. But yeah, you can place them on literally any wall on this map. Okay, let's just go through what I think would be some of the more popular one ways for the new Pearl map. So from attacker side on A, you technically you can place one on this wall. I'm not sure how useful this would be, because the defenders would have to be pushing up all the way up here, which, I mean, that'd be super aggro for them to push all the way up here. But you can place one on this wall, and it's very finicky. But yeah, you'd be placing it right there. And yeah, it's not the best wall. It kind of just sits there. Yeah, the other ones are much better. You can technically also use that, and then just use the angles essentially. I actually prefer that. You can do the same thing from the other side, from the defender side, that we'll get to later. You can do one ways here as well. There's not really a whole lot of good ones. You're better off just using normal smokes. Like, you can place a one way there, but because of the stairs here, it's like you're probably gonna get yourself killed more than get any kills off of it. You can place a one way here, but again, I don't think there's a whole lot of good one ways from attacker side at A site. Moving over to B side from attackers. So this wall I think is super strong. Here, I'll just do it like this. I really like this wall. I think it's very strong.
Cover going out.
You can do this, and the only thing is it does not cover back there. Anyone playing backside hall is I mean, that's not going to hinder them at all. But you can clear angles really well with that as long as you have someone that can watch halls while you're doing that. You can do the same thing for
Shadows
up there.
traveling.
That'll drop and give you a one-way for anyone coming down from records, and it'll cover anyone from heaven, so they either have to wait or they have to drop. You can put one up here.
Cover going out.
Just a decent one. The angle, it's pretty high, so it's not super great. Like, they can still get some good angles. Like, it's not super great, but it's not too bad. This one I think is by far the best. And you can put one there too for if you want to like really cut anyone off from anyone pushing records. But I think the one on heaven is more than good enough to cover both of those. Okay, for the mid one ways, you can literally you can one way all four entrances. You do have to be very careful with these. They're very finicky, and if you mess them up, they will either not work or they can get you killed. So I'll use this one for example. You can, so let's say you put a one way here.
Cover going out.
This is an example of a bad one way, because here this is good because if they're playing close they can't really see anything. If they're back here, they can still see. There's still enough sight for them to be able to play. So to do this one way, it needs to be right there. It can't be up here. It can't be down here, otherwise it'll be too far to the sides. It needs to be essentially on that right there. If it's too far up, there'll be too much room on the sides that they'll be able to crouch, or be far enough back that they'll be able to basically peek under. So it needs to be right there. And then they can't really see a whole lot. They might be able to get some leg shots in, but they're essentially sitting ducks. So you'll have a big advantage in that fight. For here, you do need to have this one centered on top of this right here. So it's if it's on the side, it does still work, but it's not nearly as good.
Cover going out.
But this is an excellent one way. You have a huge advantage on that fight right there. For this one here, you're going to be putting it on top of that, so it will be right
Cover
there.
going out.
Huge advantage on that one as well. And this one is not as good. Super easy to place though. And this doesn't cover all of the area. They can poke out the back, but the smoke's just in their face. So it definitely works. Yeah, that's essentially how you one way all of mid. Kind of tough to stick some of them, especially that one and that one. That one's a little bit easier, still pretty finicky. That one's definitely the easiest, but also not nearly as useful. That one's not as useful either. I would probably recommend just dropping a normal smoke on top mid. It's just a little safer, because there's still that risk of someone just coming out and trying to take that fight, even though they are at a disadvantage. Okay, starting with A side, we can use this thing again.
Cover going out.
And kind of just use this angle here to hold this, and then we can pull back to cover if we don't actually get the kill. Kind of keeps us pretty safe. And we can use that wall to use this, put a kind of a half one way down. Again, it's not really great. I'd much rather use that. It's a lot better. And you can also put a much better one way on this, like put it there. You can do the same thing there. That one's a lot better. Put one there. Put it here. You could technically put one there. It's not very useful though. And that is the majority of anyone that is pushing into A site if you're defending. And yeah, I don't see you using a lot of one ways for post playing. There wouldn't be much use for that. Over to B site. So at B site, you can put one on this wall.
Cover going out.
And essentially, I mean, if you're holding this angle back here, I place that one a little bit high. But I mean, you have a huge advantage on anyone that tries to, you know, cross that. And same thing for anyone, you know, if you place that one there, you do have to hold that from further back because, you know, whoever is essentially closer to the smoke is the one that has the disadvantage. So you have to be further back to have the advantage on whoever is crossing it. So yeah, those are two really good ones for whoever's peeking down. What is that? B main. I think you can put one here. Yeah, you can put one here, then hold down here, and then you can use this for cover. You can do the same thing right here as well if you want. That's kind of the two main ones. Well, I guess two main sections for B main, and then the entrance to mid from B. Oh yeah, actually you can use these lanterns also to use one ways. They're kind of high though, so they don't really do much. So yeah, there's not a whole lot that serve much purpose. Yeah, you can kind of one way there. You can bring it out a little more and get a better angle. You can put one there and have a pretty good one way. That's kind of like the main one ways I would probably use. It's really just the main ones at B and A site that I would focus on. You know, the one there, maybe down there for, you know, early in the game. Basically as soon as the round starts, depending on what weapon you have. And then again, at A site, I would use one there, and that's really it. Maybe one up here, depending on how mid control is going. But for the most part, other than that, I would probably stick to normal smokes to support my team. And yeah, that's really how one ways work. You basically just sink them deeper into the wall. So instead of like having the center of the smoke, you know, on the edge of the wall, you want it deeper into the wall so that the very center of the smoke is inside of the wall instead of on the very corner of it. That way it's centered like inside of the wall. That'll let it sit in the wall so it doesn't sink down. A little different from other maps. And there's no indicator like you'd see on other maps where the triangle turns red. That's not a thing anymore, fortunately. So you kind of just gotta guess and get used to, you know, just eyeballing it. That's kind of the best I can can give you, really. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, and just practice. Hope you get good at your one ways, and I'll see you in the next video.